Listen, Doc. You know, there's something I haven't told you about the night we made that.
Please, Marty, don't tell me. No man should know too much about his own destiny.
You don't understand.
I do understand. If I know too much about my own future, I get endanger my own existence. Just as you've endangered yours.
You're right.
Now, let me show you my plan for sending you home. Please excuse the crudity of this model. I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it.
It's good.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, now. We run some industrial-strength electrical cable from the top of the clock tower down, suspending it over the street between these two lampposts. Meanwhile, we've outfitted the time vehicle with this big pole and hook, which runs directly into the flux capacitor. At the calculated moment, you start off from down the street, driving directly toward the cable, accelerating to 88 miles per hour. According to the flyer, at precisely 10:04 p.m. this Saturday night, lightning will strike the clock tower, electrifying the cable just as the connecting hook makes contact, thereby sending 1.21 gigawatts into the flux capacitor and sending you back to 1985. All right, now, watch this. You wind up the car and release it. I'll simulate the lightning. Ready? Set. Release.
Me with a lot of confidence, Doc.
Don't worry, I'll take care of the lightning. You just take care of your pup.
A long, long time ago. Actually, it was only 4 years ago. That year, 2021. I thought of a podcast idea. It was so much fun that first year that I figured I would do it again. The next 2 years I did the sequels. Compared to the first, there are no equals. The fourth year, as you all know, was that silly cartoon show. And when March 31st arrived, I wouldn't say I almost cried, but I thought it best to decide to say my last goodbye. But I lied about Marchy McFly, said that last year was the last year and that the show had died. But I found a way to keep the podcast alive, and I'm gonna call it Marchy McFIVE. I'm gonna call it Marchy McFIVE. Yeah, I lied about Marchy McFly, said that last year was the last year and that the show had died. But I found a way to keep that podcast alive, and I welcome you to Marchy McFive.
La 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 la. Everybody. La 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 la. Happy Thursday, everybody. Oh, wait. That other guy's still going. Is he? Oh, he's fading out. And he's gone. Get out of here. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Thursday, March 20th, which means it's the 20th day of Marchy McFly, which means it's the 20th day of Marchy McFIVE, which means it's the 20th straight day that I am here talking and podcasting about Back to the Future. Folks, I have to tell you, March flies by. It just flies by because you don't realize, like, oh my God, 20 days already went by. There's only 11 days left after this of March. Only 11 days left of of Marchy McFly. It doesn't even compute sometimes. It's crazy to realize how fast this month goes by. And this week flew by too. I mean, I had a half a day of work on Monday, a half a day of work on Tuesday. I have a half a day of work tomorrow because I am getting ready for my wife's birthday party, throwing a birthday party for my wife tomorrow night, which should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. This whole week flew by, and no matter what happens, no matter what, Marchy McFly still gets done. Yesterday, the whole website, not the whole website, but the whole podcast, all my podcasts, gone, disappeared. Did that stop me? No, just moved it over to a new service, republished, recorded like it was any other day, and get it out to you, the people of the planet Earth. Today, I moved a few more of my podcast over because I don't want to lose these things. I have all, it's almost like you work on these things. It doesn't matter if 1,000 people listen, 100 people listen, 30 people listen. Someone's listening, someone's finding it, and someone could find it a year from now, 2 years from now. So I really value having these things up and out there. And I'm kind of, dare I say, proud of the stuff that I put out. Some of it obviously higher levels, of quality than others, obviously. I mean, this right now is, it's about as good as it gets. I mean, really, you can't have a performance on a podcast any higher than what we're doing right now. We could come close, but we'll never achieve the perfection. Listen to this right now. Perfection. Look at that. Does it get better than that? It really doesn't. But I'm going to keep trying. And actually, this is actually my second podcast recording of the day, because about 2 hours ago, I got on for another pod I do with my friend Chris and my friend Dave. And it is called Fine Movies, Fine Spirits, where we have a drink and talk about movies. Now, the fun thing is that we just recorded an episode for There's Something About Mary. So that's coming out. So you get the spoiler before even the people who listen to the show get the spoiler, because there's still an episode that I have to put out before the Something About Mary. Those aren't daily podcasts. No. But I was really excited to talk about it because my friend Dave and my brother Sean went to see it in the theater, and they said they never laughed that hard in a movie theater ever. So to the point where we have to have Sean on, and my brother joined us for the first time ever on any podcast. He joined us, and that's going to probably be out in a couple of weeks. But here's the funny thing. Guess who didn't join us? Guess who's in Vegas for work? Now, I know you guys don't listen to the show all that much, so you don't know Dave. But some of you people do know him, and he was out in Vegas for work, and I actually just talked to him on the phone about 5 minutes ago. He's running to an airplane now, to the airplane to fly back home, but he's out there for work, for meetings, for his business that he, for the company he works for. And he texted, he goes, I'm going to be at the airport, but it's fine. I'm going to be there. I'll be there at 7:45. He texted me that at 7:51. The man forgot he was in a different time zone. So I don't know how much he's enjoying himself out there, but he seems to be really enjoying himself. He didn't join the show, so it was a brand new trio of Chris, my brother, and myself for the first time ever of an episode without David. This is the David-free episode, and that's at Fine Movies, Fine Spirits, which you can find at fansnotexperts.com. I just really wanted to share the fact that my friend said, I'll be there, and didn't realize he's hours behind because of time zones. It made my day, and really, I just had to share it. And I shared that extra minute with you because guess what? Guess what else I did? I cut the episode wrong. Again, I cut the segment wrong. Today, we have another 3 minute and 36 second clip. another extra second to share with you. And it's funny, yesterday was 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Today was 3 minutes and 36 seconds. But it's comparing the two is actually quite interesting with how much was jam-packed into those 3.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes plus yesterday. Whereas today, the 3.5 minutes are so, like, things happen and big things, like memorable things in Back to the Future happen in this segment, but it's much quieter, and really it's only Doc and Marty for 90% of it, and then we get Lorraine a little bit at the end, breathless Lorraine, who is just like beside herself, the fact that she tracks down Marty. But it starts with yesterday, we heard that little squeak, and this one starts where we hear what that squeak is. It's the rewinding of the tape that Doc's been, he has the portable television studio, the camcorder that Marty brought from 1985, hooked up to his little television, and Doc has been going back. I don't know how much he's been doing this, but he's been going back and watching the video of him in the 80s, and he's fixated on one scene that he's been rewinding over and over again.
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty! Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Doc?
Oh, hi, Mike. I didn't hear you come in. Fascinating device. It's video unit.
So, I posted on Blue Sky how this segment had some of my favorite Doc Brown moments. And later I realized, oh, wait, I think that's tomorrow's segment. But this one does have one great moment, and it is right there. Well, it has more than one great moment, but everyone thinks of Doc Brown as the eccentric, the over-the-top, the loud, the boisterous, energetic Doc Brown. But my favorite Doc Brown is the genuine one, the quiet one, the one who got out of the car that first time and, was like, Marty, you made it. It was so excited to see him. The one who couldn't believe that he invented something that worked. And this one, he's like staring at this television, like looking at himself. It's like literally looking at in a window of a future. Imagine if you could, never mind travel to the future, but if someone gave you a cassette and it's like, here you go, put this in, this is you in 30 years. You'd be fascinated. And never mind the fact that something seems to be happening in this video. I mean, we know what happens, but something is happening to, like, run for it. They found me. Like, he must be having a million questions, which begs to differ. Does he go in thinking and knowing? I mean, you realize the events that happen at this point must differ to a degree, because, I mean, he knows something's happening. Does he know exactly what's going to happen? Well, I mean, that time will tell. We still have 11 days to discuss things. But like, he is, looking at this, like at this moment, he's just like, wait, something's happening. What's going on? And Marty wants to tell him, but he's like, you know what? No. And that's the segment I played at the beginning. But before he does that, he has this little acting moment where it's like, he looks like he was caught, like, he was almost embarrassed that he was doing this. And he has this quiet look on his face. He looks at the camera. He's like, that's a really fascinating thing there. And that's when Marty's like, Doc, there's something I haven't told you about the night that I came back. And even though Marty wants to tell him, Doc is like, nope. I no man should know too much about his future. I know too much already. I don't want to worry about that. Let's just focus on what we need to do. And he talked about, let's just focus on getting you back. I want to show you what I got here. I fitted this pole, that goes right into the flux capacitor. And what we're going to do here is we know that the lightning is going to strike at 10:04 p.m. We need to bring the lightning down, harness it, and have it hit the car at the exact moment. And he shows them this incredibly, like, unnecessary town hall, this downtown area. You know, you can see it's like shoe boxes, and it looks like milk bottles, and maybe a box, like a tackle box, or some sort of like lunch pail, perhaps. Different things, but he seemed to have either painted them all to look like cardboard, but then he apologizes that it's not exactly built to scale, and he didn't have time to finish it off and paint it. And that's such a great joke, because it's like, and I use that one all the time, like, especially with my brother. It's like, sorry, I didn't have time to, finish this and paint it to scale. Like, whenever it's something that it isn't quite, either you go over the top for something and you apologize that it's not good enough, or you literally do something that's, half there and you apologize for it. I love that Doc went to all this trouble to try to simulate as best he could. When you think about it, this whole simulation is unnecessary, really, because what is he calculating by running the wire, from the clock tower to the light post? What is he actually calculating? They do the whole thing where he takes the jumper cables, and he has Marty set up the toy car, and he goes, release. I played that. It's that clip at the beginning of this episode, and Marty, lets the car go, and Doc hits it. We all know the whole thing. He touches the nail, and it sends the electrical pulse into the car. Now, he's expecting the car to go back to the future in real life. I don't know what he's expecting here, because the toy car catches fire and then makes it, has a oil rag turn on fire and lights a little fire, which is very funny. And his expression, or his reaction, is funny. And of course, Marty saying, "You're instilling me with a lot of confidence, Doc." But like, this whole thing, it's not like light. I mean, I guess, well, okay, I'm talking myself. First, I was going to talk myself into saying that, it's lightning. Who knows if it travels at the same speed as what they are doing here. But I guess electricity is electricity. I don't know. I know the Doc knows more than I do. So, I guess we'll just go with that. Doc knows how electricity works, so it will be the same thing. So there, boom, solved. But more importantly, Doc has a saxophone. Doc Brown, behind him, behind Marty, is a saxophone. I've never seen or thought anything about Doc being musical. I never thought he would even know what's going on with popular music, or maybe he doesn't, but like, the fact that he has a girly calendar. Now, it seems like a pinup. It's not like the girl's nude or anything, but he definitely has, I think it's a calendar. Either that or it's just a picture of a girl hanging up. I'm looking around the lab, as just because we've all focused on the model he made, but what else has he got in there? And it's a lot of beakers and blueprints and test tubes, and but that saxophone, that's the one that's like fantastic little extra. It just adds to Doc Brown's character. It's exactly what it is. It's character building without saying anything. It's showing something. So they do the whole thing with the experiment, and of course it catches fire, and we get the great response. And he's like, "Never mind about this. You just worry about your pop. How did it go today? Did he ask her out?" Marty's like, "Yeah, I think so. I think everything's going to be just fine, except he wasn't quite right."
It's your mom. She's tracked you down. Quick, let's cover the timing.
So there's a knock at the door. Doc looks out. He realizes Lorraine is there. So quickly, let's cover the time machine. I mean, you could explain a lot of things. There's really hard to explain a giant spaceship-looking car.
Marty?
Ah, Lorraine. How did you know I was here?
I followed you.
Oh, this is my Doc. My uncle, Doc Brown.
Hi.
Hi.
So Doc gives one look there behind Lorraine's head. It's like, huh? And that's the beginning of my favorite Doc moment. And I screwed up. That comes tomorrow. Really, some of my favorite Doc moments are these quiet little things in the next minute that I guarantee is tomorrow. But that's the end of the segment right there. Lorraine's like, oh, I followed you. Like, she's so nervous. She's out of breath. Like, her breath is swept away, right? You swept my breath away. You took my breath away. Literally, Marty almost did that. And he's like, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, I followed you. She's like, oh, okay, this is my Doc, Uncle Doc Brown. And no question about it. Now, interesting. So she knows that Marty has an Uncle Doc Brown. Years later, she has a son named Marty who befriends a Doc Brown. I wonder if she ever said, Doc Brown used to have a nephew named Marty. And Marty be like, nyang, nyang, nyang. I mean, look, if you want to take a perfect movie like this and poke holes in it, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to do it. Well, I am going to do it because that's what this podcast is for. But they're not going to stick and they're not going to matter because this movie is just my favorite movie of all time. And I love when doing a podcast for now, this is the 5th year of doing it, that it doesn't make me go, I'm so tired of this. It's like the exact opposite. It just makes me go, oh my God, like this really is my favorite movie of all time. And every time I watch it, it's like, every segment I go, oh, this is just, everything's so perfect. Now next year might be a different story, but that's for another year. That's Marchy Mix 6. We're not worried about that right now. In fact, we're not worried about anything right now because we're done. We did it. We nailed it. But see right there, yesterday, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. I mean, I spent a few minutes just talking about the height of Marty in one scene because I think it's Eric Stoltz. We got the car chase. We got the manure. We got the punch. We got the skateboarding. So much stuff jam-packed into that exact same time as today. And today, we just got here's the model, and Lorraine tracked me down at the house. And it's those moments, like you can't have everything be bang, 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 bang. You got to have the quiet moments in between to make those bigger, exciting moments mean more. And they definitely do because, like I said, perfect movie. And now I can say I am done. Today I'm done. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do tomorrow pretty early, like right early in the morning because, like I said, it's my wife's birthday. Well, my wife's birthday, let's be honest. My wife's birthday was last month, but we waited for some nicer weather. Just make sure that we wouldn't hit a snowstorm. Make sure no one was on school vacations. We wait, and this was the day we could get at this restaurant. So I'm throwing her this big party. I mean, I'm throwing it. It's not a surprise party. So if you run into her, between now and tomorrow and happen to mention it, don't worry. She knows. She's excited. And I'm excited too. I'm excited that I'm going to be talking Back to the Future with you tomorrow. And then I'm going to be talking about Back to the Future with you on Saturday. Now on Saturday, my voice might be different. It might be quieter. It might be more tired. It might be hungover. I don't know. I'm not sure how tomorrow night's going to go, but I'm going to enjoy myself. I know that much. Just like I'm enjoying myself tonight. And I hope you are too. I will see you tomorrow, bright and early, and I hopefully get the episode up bright and early. But until then, you can find me on all the socials at Geek Mentality, except Twitter. No, it's still Geek Mentality on Twitter. I'm just barely there anymore. TikTok, that is Geek Mentality Mike. The Facebook page is Fans Not Experts. The YouTube channel is Fans Not Experts. That's because the website is fansnotexperts.com. Now I'm done. That's it. 20 days down, 11 days to go. We're almost on that final stretch. This is crazy to even think about it. I feel like just a few days ago, we were at the halfway point, and it's like, whoa, that was just four and a half days ago, or whatever it was. I don't know. Weeks just fly by. The Muppets said, days go passing into years, years go passing day by day, and it is true. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you will be too. But until then, God damn it, I'm not going back and editing it. Until then, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And here is my theme song. This is my podcast. I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this.
episode.
Fab's not experts.